Well, hello and welcome once again to the Tele2 Arena in Stockholm in Sweden, and semi-finals day here at the Men's European Handball Championships. Coming up next, it's the second semi-final as Spain prepare to take on Slovenia. My name's Paul Bray, thanks for joining us. Well, we are still breathless from the last semi-final, which finished quite literally about 10-15 minutes ago after double extra time. Team who were seen as hot favourites, Norway, were beaten by Croatia 29-28. The Croatian fans still enjoying the moment, but it's the Spanish fans who are now trooping in. The Norwegians being philosophical about it, it appears. But if that first semi-final is anything to go by, let's hope that this can follow the same suit. This is the teams arriving a little earlier today. Spaniards were the first to step off the bus. Presidents travelled with them today. A bit camera shy was Gonzalo Perez de Vargas, who jumped sideways and went off picture. There is Makeda, big strong player, Dujcebaev. And if you ever wondered what it was like in the changing rooms at the Euro 2020 World Championships, this is it. Tele2 Arena, which normally hosts a couple of the local football teams in the top division, as well as concerts, but which is configured to seat 19,000 here today and created a great atmosphere. And these players will be looking forward to getting maybe some of the same. This is Slovenia arriving. Tall figure of Blagotinšek, the line player, 2 meters and 2. One of 4 players of the team who are over 2 meters tall. It's a big outfit, although on average the two teams are the same height. Much for them will depend on quick play at the back. Bombac, Zarabets. Captains going around shaking hands with the team there. Vid Kautičnik, who sadly hasn't played here at the competition and was replaced in the end, having a bit of an injury, but has stayed as an integral part of the team. He's not the only one. Marguč also had to be replaced, the right winger. So there's confirmation, 29-28 after double extra time, and Croatia scored the winning goal with 3 seconds to go. It was about to go to penalties. Heartbreak for Norway, but for Spain and Slovenia, what a great moment. Spain, of course, are the defending champions, won the title 2 years ago in Croatia. For Slovenia, their best effort was when they hosted it in 2004 and they finished second. So the teams getting ready to come out. Tell you that Spain are unbeaten in this competition. They won all 3 matches in Trondheim in the preliminary rounds, beating Latvia, Germany and the Netherlands, all by fairly large margins actually. And in the main round they were in Vienna, because this competition is being hosted by 3 countries, Sweden, Norway and Austria, that is now finishing here in Sweden. In that main round in Vienna, they beat the Czech Republic, they beat Austria and Belarus, before drawing with Croatia in the final game when they already knew both were qualified. For Slovenia, they were in Gothenburg, a bit further across the way here in Sweden. They also won all 3 matches in the preliminary round against Poland, against the host Sweden. That was a result they carried, because only the top 2 teams in the groups of 4 go through to the main round. And then they beat Switzerland in the main round. They beat Iceland. They then lost to Hungary. It was a bit of a surprise. And then they beat Portugal. And finally, in a match where both teams really put out their B teams, they lost 30-33 to Norway, with both teams looking ahead to the semi-final already. Big surprise here, of course, at Euro 2020, which sees 24 teams competing for the first time. We're now just down to the last 4. Was that favourites Denmark, world and Olympic champions, didn't make it out of the preliminary round. They missed out in the end, as Iceland, who beat them, and Hungary, who drew with them, went through. And France also didn't make it through. Multiple winner of the competition. They were beaten. And from their group, Portugal went through with Norway. Portugal, who of course have finished third in their group, and actually it's their best ever finish. They're playing for the 5th place tomorrow, but whatever happens, they know that they've qualified for the Olympic qualification tournament for Tokyo 2020. Huge achievement for them, and kudos to them for doing that, because they came into the competition. I thought they were going to be a dark horse, and they proved to be exactly that. And France should have seen them coming, because Portugal had been in the same group as them for the qualifiers. And speaking of qualifiers, of course, Spain haven't had to qualify as defending champions, but Slovenia were in Group 4, where they finished top. They lost away to Latvia, but won all their other matches with Latvia, the Netherlands and Estonia to book their place in this competition. He said second place finish in 2004, their best effort. 2 years ago, they were 8th when Spain won the competition. So it's Slovenia coming out first. Blagotinšek, who plays for Veszprém in Hungary. Bit of a League of Nations, 5 of them actually play in Hungary. That's Henigman, left back, who's found himself often playing left wing. That's Blaž Jans, who's had a terrific tournament. That's the new captain, Jure Dolenec, 31-year-old who plays in Barcelona. Cesta, 37-year-old who plays in Germany. It's a real League of Nations. 5 play in Hungary, 3 in Germany, 2 in France, and Poland, and 1 in Spain. Here comes Clement Ferlin. Well, no, just behind. There he is. 30-year-old who plays for Celje, the Slovenian champions. He's been hugely impressive, 33% save rate in his first major competition for his country. The captain, Jure Dolenec. Team were all teed up and ready to go, and of course we've had an enforced, very slight delay. Throw off at 20:45. Nearly there. Bombac there coming on. He's going to be key today. There's the Pixeged. There you go. Fast turn of speed. Scored 17 goals as well, 21 assists. And there's the coach, Ljubomir Vranjes, a Swede. And ironically, coached his team, his new team, Slovenia, to victory over his home nation. He took over just last month, Vranjes, after Veselin Vujovic, the previous coach, was sacked after a bit of a rant at one of the players. I'll say a little more about that. One of the Slovenian national team players in a team timeout. And it was enough for the federation to say, that's not how we expect people to behave. And they found Vranjes luckily still available. So here comes Spain. Matida. Such a great player. They have had a make one change today, the Spaniards, reversing an earlier replacement to bring back left wing Fernandez. And in place of Daniel Dujcebaev. So only one Dujcebaev brother in the competition here today, Alex Dujcebaev. He's the third top scorer in the team with 24 goals. And Sarmiento. Adria Figueras coming on. Provided some good options for Aguinagalde, the line player. Gila plays for PSG in France, playing in his 6th European Championship, and 14 of the Spanish team remain from that won the European title 2 years ago. So there's good consistency in the lineup. So with the players out, last one. And there's the coach, Jordi Ribera. Coached Brazil before, took over in November 2016 from Manolo Cardenas. The referees today, Václav Horacek and Jiří Novotný. with the Czech Republic, refereed the final of the World Championships in 2015 and also the bronze medal playoff at the Rio Olympic Games. Dragan Nachevsky on the left and Jan Kampen of Denmark are the EHF officials for today's match. So that's all teed up. Now it's time for the national anthems. Be Spain first. Cheer, and now it'll be time for the national anthem of Slovenia. Teams who know each other well. We've met quite a few times. Spain winning 13 of the official matches, Slovenia just 2 in a draw. And it's a 7-0 to Spain with 1 draw in the Euro. The last time they met was at the Euro 2 years ago in Croatia, with Slovenia who won 31-26, although Spain of course went on to win the Euro. That was their only defeat. Here's the lineup then for Spain, with Dani Dujcebaev again sideline. They're likely to start with Cañellas, Maqueda at the back, and either Entre Rios or Sarmiento in the centre. On the wings, probably Sule on the right, and either Fernandez or Ariño on the right. And on the line, Aguinagalde, but Figueras has been a good option. In goal, Perez de Vargas and Corrales have shared duties fairly evenly. Jordi Ribera then, the only man who will know for sure what he wants to do there, along with the players themselves. Oh, we know Aguinagalde is there, and there is Maqueda. So for Slovenia, for pace, they may want to start with Bombac, Dolinec and Mačkovsek at the back. The impressive Jans at right wing. Singasau would normally start at left wing, but has been used sparingly. Not sure he's fully fit. So let's see if left back Hennigman ends up going there to cover the header Kodrin, while Blagotinšek should be on the line and Ferlin in goal. Ljubomir Vranes then, who's got the tactics right here. They've had a terrific championship. What a great addition to the team he was when he was brought in last month to replace Vujovic. Last-ditch change, but that was inspired in the end for them. He's fitted perfectly with the players, got the best out of them. Lars Jans, interesting seeing earlier as they were congratulating the Croatians, and there he is now. And he's hoping that they might stay on and congratulate him at the end of the day, if they can pull off a win. But they are up against the defending champions. Jans, who scored 22 goals, 14 of them fast breaks, and had 6 assists. Cañellas, for his part, has done rather well too. 12 goals, 16 assists. And is actually up against some of his club teammates here. Maqueda and Cañellas for Spain play for Pick in Hungary, together with the Slovenians Hennigman, Šostarić and Bombac. There's a few others. So Spain in the red shirts and blue shorts throw off the second semi-final of the day here in the Tele2 Arena in Stockholm, playing from left to right against Slovenia in the all-white strip. Spain with 6 wins and a draw in the competition so far. It's 5 wins rather, and 2 defeats for Slovenia. And they start, as expected, with a huge lineup in the centre. So the Spaniards have started with Alex Dujcebaev, in fact, at right back, ahead of Makeda. Sule comes around. And we've got Entre Rios on at the back, Cañellas. So it's really just a change at right back. Alex Dujcebaev, there's Bombach. And smile from Ljubomir Vranjes, whose approach to coaching compared to Veselin Vujovic is night and day. He's let them really help make decisions. There was a foul on Ginagalde. Line play placed for Kielcin. He's got resin on the side of his shoe on a tape. A lot of them do it. But of course, if you fall over sideways, you can end up leaving a whole stash of it on the floor. They usually run the ball through it to use it up efficiently. Looks to go around. Their way through there, Blagotinšek, who plays for Veszprém in Hungary. Towering figure in the centre, 2 meters and 2. Into the wing, big angle there, good save! Ferlin, who's had a terrific tournament, saves, and at the other end, Blagotinšek from point-blank range, and it all came from the save at the other end by Ferlin. Gets himself free, there's nothing they could do short of giving away a penalty. It's an excellent start. There, though, was the opportunity. And the reaction on the bench says it all. So Ferlin, who plays for Celje, the perennial Slovenian champions. Title they've held more times than we want to think. Long range shot, that's an attacking foul. Interestingly, 11 players in the Slovenian team playing clubs where they're coached by Spaniards. Some of those coaches are probably looking now and going, I wished I hadn't taught him to do that. Blagotinšek gets his second. Oh, trouble brewing. Blagotinšek, the scorer of that last goal. Lovely supply by Mačkovšek. Does very well indeed. But then he goes from hero to villain because he gets a 2-minute suspension. Borut Mačkovšek, who plays at Veszprém, the same club as the line player Blagotinšek, hence that great understanding between the two of them when they're playing. They train together day in, day out. Long range shot that goes wide by Alex Dujcebaev, the older brother of Daniel Dujcebaev, who was in the squad at the beginning, back player, but he was injured and had to be replaced. Empty goal while they're short-handed, Slovenia. Those Dujcebaev brothers are the sons of Talent Dujcebaev, a legendary player from his time. Originally played for the, well, USSR, then Russia, then Kyrgyzstan. There he is, Alex Dujcebaev, and then moved to Spain and then took on Spanish nationality, Talent Dujcebaev, their father. Hence, they now also play for Spain. Quick switch back, Dolinets nearly dispossessed. And he took it, picked it up again. Well, I'm not sure if they blew that on a double dribble, but given that the ball was knocked out of his hand, shouldn't have been the case, but a little bit off the pace to see that. Entre Rios. Hand off. Long range shot. One of the defenders took the sting out of it. Ferlin puts a long ball forward. It's way too long, though. And even Jans can do nothing about that. Another opportunity goes begging. Clips the post and stays out. It's not quite going Jordi Ribera's way at the moment. The face says it all. Alex Dujcebaev, who scored an impressive 218 goals in 90 internationals for Spain before this Euro. Scored another 29 here. Doing 9 fast breaks. For the long-range shot, Dolinets. Oh, lovely! He tried to do a Kemper, but it was picked out of the air by the Spaniards, lobbing it up for him to jump to. And now around the outside, Entre Rios, near post and scores. Just as we come up to 5 minutes played here. Oh, and they've lost possession. Turnover. Into the line. Ferlin commits early. And they can just plant the ball down next to him. No chance there for Ferlin, left to his own devices. Makira, the supplier. And Gideon Guardiola. There was the steal as they tried to set up that Kempe, and then the pay back at the other end. So 2-2. Bombac, Mačkovsek, and Dolinets at the back. Second chance. Oh, another save. Perez de Vargas. One of 4 players in the Spanish team who play for Barcelona. There was a defensive block, and then this, a very big angle. Singesar, who has started today, takes the shot, but he's beaten. Singesar, who's played very little actually in this championship, 1 hour and 57 minutes prior to today's match, the left winger for Slovenia. Totally not fully fit, plays for Pays d'Aix in France, where he's only played 6 matches this year. There he goes, number 13, runs in on the line. And they score. Second line player helps create a little bit of space. Mačkovsek, the scorer. That suspension served out almost as soon as he comes on. He gets back into the frame again, dropping it underneath Perez de Vargas. That was very well taken. Well, Slovenians would love to meet Croatia in the final. Mačkovsek picks up the second line player as Aitor Ariño has come in, another one of the Barcelona contingent. There's Dolinets, he gets the yellow card. Actually plays his club handball in Spain for Barcelona, so up against 4 of his club teammates here, Perez de Vargas, Entre Rios, Gomez and Ariño. And there's Aguinagalde waiting to take the throw. He plays in Poland together with Fernandez, the winger at Kielce. And actually, Blas Jans, the Slovenian winger against them today, is their club teammate. So a lot of friends and club colleagues here, but having to put all that aside for 60 minutes. Well, if it goes like the first semi-final, could be 80 minutes. Not sure we can take the tension anymore. Long-range shot, well blocked. Oh, it's not too good to try and get over the top of Blagotinšek at 2 meters and 2. I think he felt that. Not quite got the height. Well, there's no slouch of 198. And that's put away. Ferran Soule, 27-year-old who plays for Toulouse in France. Oh, that's not good. That is very bad news indeed. Singesar, who starts today, but he's had injury problems. He's muddled through this championship. So getting his hand treated while play continues here on the line. Blagotinšek off the post again. Dropped it underneath. Spain come forward, 3-3, 8.5 minutes played. Makeda looking for space, doesn't find it. Plays for Pikzeged in Hungary, although he's moving to their arch rivals Veszprém next season. He'll find himself actually teammates with Maćkovsek and Blagotinšek. There's some lineup. 3-3 then. Cuts towards the middle. All the way through. Good save. Ferlin. Throw in. That was a very nice effort. As Juan Cañellas broke through. 33-year-old. But patience pays off. Quick throw-off taken though by the Slovenians. For the moment, he's going to stay out, Dujčebaev. We've got another 2-minute suspension. This time for Spain. Have a look and see. Dolinec goes in, caught him high. That was the goal at the other end, though, by Dujčebaev. And it's Entre Rios who's heading off to the bench. 2-minute suspension for the captain. Another Barcelona player, 36 goals for them this season, as they, as ever, sit top of the league. So Blagotinšek has made a very good start here today. 2 goals scored already. Ljubomir Vranjes will be very pleased to see they are still hanging on to the Spaniards here and have a power play. It's Henigman who's gone in on the left wing for the injured Singesa. He's not actually a winger, he's a left back, but there he is. He's done well though. Ah, long range bullet. Bombac, he's a class act, he is. 30-year-old. Sees a gap, that's just too good an invitation to refuse. And ploughed that right through. Tries to go through the middle, Makeda! Well, ironically, holding his arm only helped to make the shot probably faster. 31-year-old blasts that one away into the wing. So Maćkovsek goes in on the line. He's past the 100-match mark for his country. Here he is at this championship, but denied. Pérez de Vargas. He had his 29th birthday at the start of the championship, the goalkeeper. That's an attacking foul called against Blagotinšek. And Singesa doesn't look as if he's getting ready to come back on again. There was the attacking foul. It wasn't against Blagotinšek, in fact, it was Bombac running in first. There was the handoff earlier as Makeda turned around and then got past Blagotinšek. Two who'll be, as I mentioned earlier, club teammates next season. Long pass down, that's beautiful. Jans who's away like a bullet. He scores. Blas Jans, who scored 22 goals, but 14 of them fast breaks. He's such a fast player. Hangs for a while and waits for the goalkeeper to commit. The leg comes up and he just pops the ball in underneath. No power needed, just good placement. Ferlin celebrates together with Blagotinšek. 5-5 the scoreline, 12 minutes played. After a slow start to the game with 3 goals in 5 minutes, that's an attacking foul by Dujčebaev, quickly taken. And once more, Blas Jans, same, bounces it in underneath. 2 goals for him inside a minute. Jorge Ribera looks on poker face. There was the attacking foul that led to that turnover. And it was very clever play by Dolinec to keep the ball moving down court so quickly. happy with that, and they lead. And it's only the second time they've led. First time was when they scored the opening goal. Well, drew in the defence and then opened up a bit of space at the back. Well taken by Sarmiento, who's now come on. He's racing to get off, and in his place goes Fernandez for the defence. Teed it up well, and he'd sucked in enough defenders that there was just a bit of a corridor between Dolenec and Blagotinšek. So Sarmiento, who's only been on a couple of minutes, coming in at the back. Plays for Saint Raphael in France, 6th in the top division there. He scored 23 goals for them. Former Barcelona player. Long range shot, Mačkovsek, too much room. You can't give him that amount of space. Ljubomir Vranja sees his team go back up again. Wasn't even the hardest shot for him, 92 kilometers an hour. It's all about the placement. So both teams finished off the preliminary round top of their groups with maximum points. Slovenia beating Sweden on the way, one of the 3 hosts of this tournament. That's nice. Launches another long-range bullet, his second in succession. Daniel Sarmiento, who's on a 67% success rate with his shooting, which for a back player is excellent. 101 kilometers an hour. Sarmiento is 36 years of age. Joined second oldest in the team. Poor pass, Mačkovsek retrieves it. Dolenec goes back in position. Bombac. Well, when they played their, or turned the bench heavily, I should say, really, I suppose, their reserves in that match against Norway, Ovnicek came on in the centre, did really, really well. Had a good run out there. Kodrin had a good run out on the left wing, but today they've reverted still to having a back player on the left side rather than a winger. Passive play's been called against them. We're past the 15-minute mark, and it's all square here in Stockholm, 7-all. Free throw. Jiří Novotný points to the spot, and Bombac takes the throw. Passive. Oh, straight down the middle. Pérez de Vargas stops that. Makira looks up for options. They're all covered at the moment. Not in the middle, though. Oh, save, Ferlin! Third save of the game. 30-year-old. Play on. Pérez de Vargas looks up. Slovenian goalkeeper who was selected for the Euro in 2016, but then promptly injured his knee and didn't get picked for another major competition after that. And not only is that a goal for Fernandez, it's a 2-minute suspension as well. Because of that shove there, Dolenec is off, the captain. So both captains have been sent to the sin bin. And Spain go back in front again and have a power play. There he is, Dolenec. He's for Barcelona. So already playing with the bench, Jordi Ribera, the Spanish coach, as Fernandez comes in, replacing Ariño. He didn't find himself in any good positions, and that's nicely put away. Tilen Kodren, the scorer, and he's just come on for Henigman. I was just talking about him, saying he'd had a good run out in their match against Norway. And the 25-year-old who plays for Celje, like the goalkeeper, Ferlin, scores his first. And part of the reason for that is that a shot is put away. That's scored by Entre Rios, the captain. Dummied the pass to the wing, then went straight through. Decent power on that. Still shy of 100. So with the suspension, they've had to bring out Henningman from the wing, which is why Kodrin's been given his chance now on the left-hand side in the wing. Henningman has got a decent shot on him. He's also 1.99 m, which helps. He's still only about, there he is, the fifth tallest in the team. Here's the foul again, but the shot going. Bit of mopping required. Empty goal at the moment for Slovenia while they're short-handed for another 27 seconds as the Norwegian fans are still shaking their heads and hoping to wake up and find that Norway did win. Sadly not for them. Empty goal. Yes, clips the post. Makeda can celebrate. It's not as easy as you think, by the way, when you look down there and say, well, I could hit an empty goal. But from 34 meters out, it looks like a postage stamp. So 2-goal lead, 18 minutes played, the suspension is over, and Fairlin is back in goal. Bombac. At least for Kodrin, he stayed on the wing. Oh, given away by Bombac. Fairlin's on his own with this one. And I don't think he was ever going to get anywhere near that. Second goal of the game for Raúl Entre Rios. And a team timeout called by Slovenia off the back of this mistake. And goal. All made by Entre Rios, the 38-year-old Barcelona back and captain of the Spanish team. Shoots down next to the standing leg.
Idemo, okej? Slušajte. Veliko 5-1, okej? Janc, hoću da dođeš okolo. Menjaj samo mesto s njim. Dođe okolo, idemo ovim putem, ne trebamo ništa raditi. Kao on da loptu, idi s njim ovamo. I da loptu. Ti si ovde, Blagi. 2-3, ideš na 1, okej? I Janc, ideš tu 1 na 1 sada, 100%. U redu?
Ajde! Žio samo od kontra, neš da udga ti. Od našeg napak.
Ajde, dobro zmagu.
So after conceding 3 goals without reply, including this long-range effort off the suspension for Dolenets and that follow-up, team timeout called. There are times when the super slow-mo camera doesn't do you any favours. Makeda. So a 3-goal run for Spain. You're in danger of getting a bit of a stranglehold in. They've switched their defence now to a very deep 5-0-1, it seems at least, with Dujcebaev right up at the front, and he's marking Zarabets, who comes on for the first time, the number 23. Quick throw taken. Dujcebaev. In the end, they slow down. Fernandez realizes the options on there. Jansz with his 3rd goal of the game. Having a terrific season. Zarabets has just come on. See if he can inject a bit of pace. Looks like Bombac will have a bit of a break. He's gone a long way down the bench at the bottom. 3rd from the right. Zarabets is just 1.77 m tall. It just plays on the defence. You can see at the bottom of the picture there for Slovenia. Great fast player, but they do develop great playmakers, the Slovenians. Great style. As Sarmiento scores again, his 3rd of the game. Maintain that 3-goal lead on the 20-minute mark. That wouldn't have counted. Blagotinček at his foot on the line anyway. Cuts inside, manages to get away from his marker. And Spain have got a 4-goal lead now. Fernandez, his 2nd of the game. It's going to be rather clinical here. And he's happy with that. 31-year-old who plays for Chelsea. He's the 6th top scorer in the Polish league with 81 goals. 4th fast break. He just scored there for Spain. 2 for Slovenia. As ever, Jans was the man there. And interestingly, tried putting him on at the back, and that's just to get a bit of pace on the attack. 4 goals for them. Bombac applauds that. He's a very quick player, and so sometimes when you need someone who can run the ball and take it to the opponent, he gets taken out from the wing and put at the back. Good defending. Aguinalde just can't get away. Held up by Blagotinšek in particular, but also Mačkovsek. 2 of them over 2 meters tall in the center, but they are finding ways through. Berlin gets the ball out, and the Spanish fans are celebrating. Entre Rios with 3 goals. But they hit back, but the throw-offs are so quick. They're going to take it back again. Fernandez, a wry smile, the 31-year-old. There was the goal at the other end, though. Jure Dolenec, captain, gets his first. Dolenec is playing in only his 2nd European Championship, his first in 2012, then wasn't picked in the intervening periods, or was sick, I should say, or injured. He's played in 2 World Championships and the Rio Olympics as well. Oh, into the wing, a huge angle, and that was never going to miss. Sule again, and he's just chopping and changing all the time because he's used 3 of his 4 wingers already now. Sule, 27-year-old, he plays in France for Toulouse. 67 goals for them this season. It's the oldest team in the competition, though, the Spaniards, 30.6 years of age on average, but very experienced, 103 internationals on average per player. Blagotinšek gets his 3rd from 4, very economical. And Jans, the supplier. Still, though, 3-goal lead for Spain on the attack now. Hand off, Ducebaev. Nice and steady in this competition, the Spaniards. The kind of team that you just go, oh yeah, and this Spain too. But actually, a formidable outfit. Aguinalde getting his first of the game. With a nice assist for Alex Ducebaev. Passive play call, and turned his body right around to get the ball the other way. Otherwise, if he carried on, if he hadn't managed to do that, it was very obvious where he'd have to shoot. So Spanish fans are enjoying it. 4-goal lead. And Jordi Ribera, you'll feel that so far it's all going well. So Spain, who before winning the title 2 years ago, got into 7 Euro semi-finals and never won. Finally won it 2 years ago. Prior to that, they'd had 4 silvers and 2 bronze. And in fact, this is their 5th semi-final in a row, Spain. Well, seems a bit unhappy with that. Let's have a quick look and see. Dolenec comes. Oh, there you go. Pleads his innocence, but Guardiola will get little change out of the Czech referees. 35-year-old who plays in Germany for Rhein-Neckar Löwen is off. And they've got to use this well now, Blas Jans there. Just 23 years of age, he's still so young, but He's edging towards 200 goals scored for his country. Played 53 internationals coming to this Euro. So they've got to use this well now, Slovenia. They'll really try and close the gap. Dolenec, that's going to help. Quick apology rather than helping him up again for the goalkeeper as he went past. But of course, he would, wouldn't he? Their club teammates at Barcelona, Dolenec, and the goalkeeper he's beating there. So less than 5 minutes remaining. Three-goal lead. Goalkeeper is out for Spain while they're short-handed. Cuts back inside. Then Trerios goes to the wing instead. Big angle, a huge angle. And despite having the power play against them, Angel Fernandez gets his third goal. Full-goal lead comes back again. Stolen. Dolenec dispossessed, and Makeda doesn't even wait. He says, you go ahead and do it. Fernandez finishes the job, and Makeda is already back on the bench before the ball went in the net. Why run extra miles when you don't need to? There was no one there. Looking for the line. Yes, that's beautiful. Lovely supply. The ball bounced in. Look at that, through the legs. That's class, but that's what Zarabec does. Cheeky passes, spin them around at the other end. That was the more direct route. And a big angle there for Fernandez, who's having a good time on the wing with his 4 goals. He's now scored 170 goals for Spain. Well, denied on that occasion though. Good save by Ferlin. 4th save of the game for him. And Dolenec shoots around Guardiola, who's trying to block him. They've only just got the player back from the suspension. 3rd goal for Dolenec. Moros comes on initially, but Guardiola was trying to keep an eye on Dolenec, but just couldn't. Exciting play. They move the ball so well. Lots of short, fast passes. Just action, action, action. Break down the defense. Spin the other way. Free throw. And a bad save by Ferlin, actually, but it won't count. Little handoff. Oh, well, they saw that come late. Ferlin. Dujcebaev scores his 2nd goal. It's frustration for the goalkeeper. It was nearly 120 kilometers an hour, mind you, as we go into the last 2 minutes of the first half. For the team captain, Trerios there, and his teammates. So far, so good. They were level right up until about the 18th minute, and in the last 10 minutes, Spain had a quick run of 3 goals, took control of the game, and Slovenia doing a lot of chasing. They've steadied things, but they're not closing the gap. Stolen unfairly, said the referee. It'll be a free throw. So Zarabec. Passive play's been called against now. 6 passes to get rid of that one. Tries to shoot around the defender again. Quite convinced his wrist is made of rubber. And some of the Spanish fans there. Don't be confused by the colour. They're clearly Perez de Vargas fans. Clock's been stopped just inside the last minute before the half-time break. Dolenec. It's a turnover. ran into Makeda. They break forwards. Dolenec isn't back yet, and there's an advantage for Spain if they play quick. But they decide to slow things down. Entre Rios. Makeda initially stays on, just so there's a pass at least to be made, and then comes off. And a team timeout called by Spain, and Dolenec in some pain, it seems. They certainly won't want to lose him after they've already got problems with Singasar.
Saco pivote aquí. Vale, Julen se viene aquí. Alex va a jugar 2 contra 2. Yo voy a hacer que voy a saltar al fly. El tío se va a meter delante seguro. Y bola a Ángel. Se la pasa a ti.
Tú haz como que te hagas un poco aquí.
Vale. Y a la que da...
Inicias tú el cruce de un tío.
No, por la izquierda. Jugar el 2 contra 2.
Dame un pase y jugamos.
Venga, va. ¿Vamos, España?
So, team timeout over, and you just saw briefly the stats that tell a bit of a story here. 9 turnovers, Slovenia, 2 for Spain only. And there was that crash, and although the foul was against Dolenec, he's utterly winded. He is throwing everything at them here, Dolenec, doing his level best to try and get them back in the hunt. It is exhausting, it is painful. He thought that was the other way, and then a little bit of a smile. "30 seconds to go." So the Spaniards will look to score as late as possible and give no chance for Slovenia to come back at them. Goal here would make things complicated for Slovenia. 5-goal lead. That was way high. Oh, Kemper! Beautiful way to finish the first half. Lobbed in the air. Caught and shot before he landed. Bit of showboating for the Spaniards. And they took the throw off too quick. They've got to take it again, and that'll be the end of it. They throw the ball, and that is half-time. Well, a big lead at the break here for Spain after a beautiful goal. Scored in the last few seconds, teed up and finished off by Entre Rios with the supply coming from Fernandez. It's not the speed, it's just the whole beauty of the setup and putting it in just the right place. Class. So as the teams go off, the half-time score, Slovenia 15, Spain 20. So Entre Rios will be very pleased. 3 goals for him, 4 for Fernandez. They've moved things around very well indeed, the Spaniards. They had a 3-0 turnaround, which was actually the turning point, because after that the Slovenians have been playing catch-up, but it's really never been closer than 3 goals. 56% of the attacks are working for Slovenia, 71% of their shooting, which actually is above par. So when they shoot, they're economical. They just haven't had a lot of chances. While for the Spaniards, 71% of the attacks are working, 74% of their shots, which is above average. They came into this game at 67%, best in the competition. Fast breaks, 5 for Spain, 2 for Slovenia. But the possession has been very much with Spain, 54%. They've had more passes as well, but they have been doing those attacks, slightly longer attacks, I guess, with Slovenia going for the short bursts. And the fastest shot of the game so far, Bombac, 136 kilometers an hour.
Okay, not bad, not bad. Everybody on this side, give me a win on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you're good, you're good.
So this is how the game went. Good start by Slovenia, who were 2-0 up, and then after that, Spain hit back. There was nip and tuck for a while, and you can see the green bars at the top. A flurry of goals as they lost their footing, the Slovenians, a 3-0 run, and from then on they have struggled. They got back briefly, and then 2 at the end. Blagotinšek and Jans have 4 goals apiece for Slovenia, but are being outscored by Fernandez. Spanish wingers on 5, while Entre Rios is on 4.
Maybe visit the fan zone, they'll be there as well. The fan zone is also awesome. Don't miss out on that. But they've prepared a show for us.
This is where the shots went in. The misses you can see. 4-5 on the post, on the frame. Otherwise, a fairly good smattering there, and 74% efficiency with the shooting, which is very high. Not really been goalkeeper's day. Just 4 saves for Ferlin and for Perez at each end. It's been a day of gaps in the defence. For Slovenia, all the misses, they've put 2 on the frame, well in fact 3, because one of them bounced off the frame and stayed in. Seem to like bottom left there as they go in. They want to look at the stats there, the Spaniards. And then top right, and then those 3 over the head of the keeper. So at the break here in this second semi-final of the day in Stockholm, it's Spain 20, Slovenia 15. We're going to take a break as well. Join us again for the second half. We'll see you then. So welcome back to the Tele2 Arena in Stockholm, and this second semi-final at the Men's European Handball Championships. And at the break, defending champion Spain are 20-15 up against Slovenia. Ferlin there, the goalkeeper, having an off day. 4 saves from 23, just a 17% save rate. That said, Perez de Vargas in the Spanish goal isn't having a much better day himself. 4 saves from 19, a 21% save rate, both below par. There he is, Perez de Vargas, the 29-year-old, who's playing today's 110th international, scored 10 goals now for Spain, 2 of them here at this competition. Long-range open goal efforts, the Barcelona keeper. So Slovenia throw off the second half of this second semi-final at the Men's European Handball Championships, trailing Spain 15-20. Dolenets were still walking rather gingerly, I have to say, coming back out on court. Well, for his part, they did try and with Singasar in the first half, he seemed to get injured. He was off. He's back on now. Let's see if that helps. Free throw. Dolenets, Bombac, and Mačkovsek, the back line for Slovenia. It's as they started. Off the post. Blagotinček tried to reach in to get the ball, but 2 Spaniards jumped in. One of them must have been on the line. It's another turnover. Ball stays with the Slovenians. So it's a very dynamic 6-0 defense being played by the Spaniards here. Oh, try to spin the ball around. Bombac is trying everything, but the defense just closes him down. Makida smothered him. 2 of them, of course, club teammates. At Peak Szeged in Hungary. The break is on, and troubles are just growing now for Slovenia and Ljubomir Vranjes. Gomez, who's just come on in the second half. They're taking turns, clearly. Replace Sule, puts that away rather effortlessly. And it's a 6-goal lead, the biggest yet. Dolenets with a chance to pull one back. He does. 4 goals for him. As he scores past his club teammate Perez de Vargas in the Spanish goal. Ljubomir Vranjes having an inquiry about 2 minutes suspensions, it seems. Great player in his day, Ljubomir Vranjes. 451 goals for Sweden in 164 appearances. He was 3 times European champion and a world champion. So he's been there and he's done it. And he's the epitome of that fast, strong, central playmaker, which, of course, the Slovenians have. Likes of Bombac and Zarabec. And we saw the other day Ovnicek coming on and doing well. Ferlin, good save, read it well, and the break is on now. Jans in the middle. Now he goes wide. Not too wide. Siste is staying there for the moment. They can swap. He says, no, go back. I'm not finished yet. So what's Jans got up his sleeve? Now they do. Siste goes off. Dolinets comes in. Siste being used in defense. Number 17. That's going to be a free throw for the Slovenians, and I think Dolinets will be glad of the substitutions with Siste between attack and defense. Took a big blow in the first half, colliding with Makeda. Jans. Little hand off, looks for the line, completely misses, and now the break is on. No one covering. And dropped in casually. That's very nicely done. Viran Moros, the scorer, veteran of the team. And he heads off up the court. 36 years of age, plays for PSG in France. 219 internationals, just 161 goals, tends to be used predominantly in defense. Blagotinšek, saved by Perez de Vargas, that was nice. 6th save of the game. Point blank range, and Blagotinšek sees it come off the arm. 4 from 6 for the tall line player for Slovenia. He had a day to forget against Hungary in the main round, where he scored 2 from 7, including quite a few point blank right in front of goal, with no defenders around him. That's not a great shot. Straight down the middle. Ferlin, it'll count as save number 6 for him. Back they come. Bombac looking for options as he comes in. Mačkovsek scores. Makeda a little bit slow on his footwork this time. And Mačkovsek sidesteps him as he came up for the contact and goes straight through to the 6 meters to beat Perez de Vargas. Still a 5-goal lead for Spain, though, and we're past the 5-minute mark in the second half. Two goals apiece in 5.5 minutes of this second half. And Fernandez gets dispatched there as he comes close to Jans. Aguinaldo is waiting very, very wide, though. The winger's gone in as an extra line player, and he pays dividends straight away. Fernandez. Canillas approves. He's on his feet straight away. Free throw. Little pass underneath. And then put away. Had to do well. Ferlin is not too happy, though, with the defense, allowing those shots to come through. Long range shot, bit of space, and that helps immediately. Bit of a rocket going in there from Henigman. Allowed to play in his proper position at left back. Clearly a lot more comfortable there. First goal of the game for the 24-year-old. Makeda, Sarmiento is on. That's a poor pass. Was trying to find the wing, I think. Ferlin, long pass down. That's good. But decided to send the ball all the way back into the wing. Now there's a bit of a space for the angle. That's good. Blas Jans, 5 goals from 5 shots. impeccable. Quick supply in by Dolanec, who sucked in the last defenders. .64 goals he scored for Kielce in Poland this season. Currently second in the league, behind Wisła Płock, but there's not much in it. No way through there. Dujcebaev comes back again. Sarmiento, who's on a couple of short spells, 14 minutes of play time, and that's put away very nicely by Gomez for his second of the game. Barcelona winger. Dujcebaev moving the ball quickly to buy him a little bit of an extra angle. 5-goal lead from half-time, still there, not making any inroads on it at the moment, Slovenia. Dolanec, near post. Gave him too much room. You stand off him, you pay the price. But you can see that he seems to be hurting. Would have been a penalty anyway. The defender quite literally turned and pretended to not see him and run into him. There's Moros. Bombach doesn't get the attacking foul. Entre Rios parried away, but the race for the ball is won by the Spaniards. Passive play's been called against them. Sarmiento comes around. Penalty and a touch. That's going to be a 2-minute suspension. Let's have a look and see again. Well, he's pushed him in the back. Sistek. Ferlin, I think, is pleading with him not to do that rather than about the penalty. And there was clear. Gomez then, he scored 8 from 10 here at this championship. Ferlin has saved a couple. Oh! Fans left disappointed. Let's have a look from this angle here. Bounced it a bit too short. Went up and hit the underside of the bar, stays out. Blasjans, no way through. Help to his feet. Fernandez. Two of them mentioned earlier. Their club teammates at Kielce in Poland. Fernandez, the Spanish winger, and Blasjans. Fernandez on the left wing. Jans, of course, on the right. Formidable partnership there. Bombach dummies to Blagotinšek on the line. Blasjans takes the shot, but it's comfortably parried, and the empty goal. Boop, straight in. Well, there you go. Gomez, the scorer. Not quite as easy as you think. There was the initial save. It came out. He looks up. Sees the opportunity. Ferlin was nowhere near it. And that suspension has proved a tad costly on Sistek. Team timeout now for Slovenia. Second of the game for Ljubomir Vranjes.
On stoji i trči tamo, pas, 1 na 1 u sredini. Svaki put. Okej? Smo u redu s tim. Slušaj, radimo, se sećate, ako je 6-0, radimo pes, okej? Radimo pes, trčiš onda ovim putem, ideš na ovom 15, 1 na 1, okej? Ako je 6-0. 5-1, radimo, pođeš ovdje, trčiš nazad, križ, preko i 1 na 1. Ti ulaziš vani ovdje, okej?
So team timeout over. There is there's that long empty goal pass. There is the additional incentive here for these teams that the winner of the Euro competition will be automatically qualified for the Tokyo Olympics. So for the other teams, well, in the semi-finalists anyway, Croatia, Norway and Spain already qualified for the Olympic qualification tournament. So that's another qualifying stage. The winner would be directly qualified to Tokyo. And in the 5th place playoff, which is on tomorrow after the bronze medal playoff, Germany, who also qualified already for the Olympic qualification tournament, play Portugal, who've been one of the big revelations here at this tournament. That's a nice goal. Portugal will battle for 5th place, but more importantly know that they are now for sure in the Olympic qualification tournament. That's a lovely handoff. Bombac drags the defender and releases to Dolinet to give him a bit of space for that shot in the gap. They pull the lead, or the deficit rather, back to 4 with 6 goals for Dolinet from just 7 shots. Very economical. Aguinagalde on the line. For the moment at least, Figueras, who's had a decent court time for Spain, not featuring. Maybe when they get nearer the end and if they can manage to maintain a decent lead, that restores the 5-goal lead. Fernandez is having a terrific game out there on the wing, coming around as a second-line player. Kielce, winger, scored 81 goals for his club in Poland. Well, it's end-to-end stuff, but there's not quite the passion we saw earlier at the moment. It's workmanlike. Both teams on a very high scoring rate, 72% Spain, 71% Slovenia. So we see that Blasjansk leans around Perez de Vargas to put the ball between arm and leg. Deep defense now by the Slovenians. Blagotinšek trying to be there. That's the danger though. If you let someone in behind you, then there's a lot of space. Luckily for them, though, Ferlin makes the save. Break is on for them. Bombac looking for options. Dolinet. The initiative is a bit lost now. Bombac tries to go through. He'll get a free throw. If I just stop play briefly to mop the floor. Bombac working so hard out there. 32 minutes on court, but only 1 goal from 3, as we see that last effort saved by Ferlin. That was his 7th save. Comes to the line. Dolinet tries to take a more direct route, but it's solid defending by Spain. They're not allowing anyone through on the breakthroughs here. Bombac, yes. This time it pays dividends. 2nd goal of the game for the Pik Szeged playmaker, and it looks like a change coming up then for Slovenia as Kastelic, the 23-year-old goalkeeper who moved from Zagreb in the summer to Göppingen, gets ready to come on. That was the last goal by Bombac, who was looking to try and strangle himself with his headband there. One of the goals for Slovenia in the competition have been breakthrough goals at 6 meters like this. They found them hard to get as Bombac does a bit of redressing. Passive play's been called against Spain now. Oh, they just opened up the door. Please come in, help yourself. They got back to within 3. Capri opens again. Kastelic in goal now. And that's very nicely done. A good spell midway through the 2nd half as Kastelic gets ready for the first attack against him. Bombac in the end teeing the ball up for Darko Singesa. He's in France for Pays. First goal for him. In 22 minutes on court, but he's been receiving treatment, and I dare say he's not fully fit. Goalkeeper efficiency is very low here today. 23% Perez de Vargas, 22% for Ferlin before being replaced. 7 saves and 32. They're peppering the goal as other changes appear to be on the cards. Christian Horgen warming up. 20-year-old line player who hadn't played for his country until their warm-up games just before they came out here, where he played a couple of times against Montenegro and North Macedonia. Matches they both won, Slovenia, in their preparation. Spain hosted a tournament for their preparation. Four Nations tournament, beating Portugal, Poland and Russia in the process. Here is Horgen. Scored 4 from 4 when he was allowed on court against Norway in the battle of the B teams. Rather dismissively held that ball by Perez de Vargas. There is Blagotinšek, who's been replaced by Horgen, who comes off with 4 goals from 6 shots. It's actually not a bad record. But that was a more comfortable save for Perez de Vargas. It's fine if you've read it well. Comes over to Jordi Ribera. You impressed, coach? 13 minutes to go in the game. 3-goal lead only now. There was a 5-goal lead for Spain not that long ago. Cañellas coming back into the frame. Clatters off the metalwork, stays out. So Sarmiento is on. He's going in left back at the moment. Cañellas may want to switch with him. And Sarmiento seems to be saying, where do you want me? You've got 2 on the line now. Shall I go on the wing? Because you're coming so far over. Inside post. Big gap. And that's very nicely done. Gomez. 4 goals for him. 22-year-old. So puts that away comfortably. 12 minutes to play. 4-goal lead for Spain. The problem for the Slovenians is they are trying to turn the bench now, but you just wonder how much energy they really have left. Ball is stolen, stays with Slovenia. Henigman brought down. And we've got a 2-minute suspension. Casts his eyes to the sky. Cañellas. Save for Slovenia. Horgen still waiting to find the right place. He's waiting wide at the moment. He'll come around shortly. There he is. Lobs the keeper. Singesa. Puts the ball across, and Singesa hangs for a while. Waits for Perez de Vargas to commit. He just did a little jump, Perez de Vargas. The moment you do that, and they'll just wait a nanosecond longer for you to start coming down and lob it over you. Second goal of the game for the Pays winger. Power play. Taking out the goalkeeper, the Spaniards level things up on the attack. Makeda looks for the line off. Absolute bullet to Sarmiento. He couldn't possibly catch it, but it bounced very, very kindly into the hands of Aguinagalde. That was extremely lucky. So for Ranies, saw the the gap come down to 3 goals, but he thought, well, with a bit of luck, that's going to be good. Well, it's a turnover. Vranjes has said something to the referee. Jiri Novotny has come over. And he's given a 2-minute suspension to the bench. He's still remonstrating. It's not going to help. And it means that Slovenia have had to take off a player to serve the suspension, and it's a turnover. Blaž Jans is also having an argument with the referee. They're not making friends here at the moment. Well, he's still annoyed about something, Ljubomir Vranjes, who got that 2-minute suspension. Fortunately, it means they've got to take a player off. Uroš Zorman on the right there, great player in his day. Looks on impassively. Horžen is the poor chap who's had to come off for the coach for that suspension. 20-year-old. He's still arguing at the table. He's now taken matters up with Dragan Načevski, the Macedonian, North Macedonian official. And in the end, just has to focus on what he can control. So both teams are short-handed now. And by taking off their goalkeeper, the Spaniards actually have a bit of a power play. 10 minutes remaining in the game. Good save, Kastelic makes a good start. He's coming off as well. And they're going to put on Blagotinšek against the short-handed defense, but in fact it's short-handed no more. Suspension served out. Canellas is back. Slovenians, though, have got their goalkeeper out. Conceded one empty goal already. Oh, good play. That was a fast pass, but well controlled by Blagotinšek. Sucked in the defenders. Zarabec with the assist, superbly teed up. Zarabec, who's played 14 minutes, he's not scored any goals, but he's had 3 assists, and Blagotinšek, the beneficiary, 5 goals from 7 in the game. He's doing very well indeed. We're back to just 3. That'll help. Dujčebaev. 3rd goal of the game. He'll shimmy around. No way through there. Dolenec tries to get in. Shoots almost straight onto his club teammate and remonstrates with Blagotinšek about the space he wants. Team timeout, meanwhile, called by Slovenia. Blagotinšek doesn't seem interested in sticking around for a discussion.
Chris, evo ovdje. Chris ovdje stoji. Ok, tu Chris stoji. Jans, ti si tu. Jure. Ovdje si. Znači, daš mu loptu, daš njemu loptu prvi. Ideš 7 na 6. Ok, ideš tamo, ideš ovamo, Chris, ovdje. Tim odmah idi ovako široko. Ok, možeš mi dati, daj loptu Chrisu, ili, gdje si Mario? Ili Mario, prvi put, drugi put, radimo lampi, 3 lampa. A šalba je na 5-1. Hajde.
He's trying to pick them up, motivate them. Time's running out here. They've got 8 minutes. It's 4 goals. It's not that much. There's Alex Dujčebaev, though. That shot, last effort, 118 kilometers an hour. He's some way off the fastest, though, which is his own shot. Well, actually, it was just 119 and a half, the fastest, which is his. Fastest for Slovenia. Dolenec at the moment, 111.4. Well, the bomb batch did launch a 136-kilometer-an-hour missile. Missed the goal, though, which helps. Dolanets. And again, goalkeeper comes out and they pay the price. So Zarabets, in fact, the scorer, his first of the game, but before they could do anything, you could see that they weren't quite ready on the bench for the substitution. Done it again, the empty goal. Decided now 7 against 6 off the back of that team timeout. But it's just compounded their problems, ironically, now. But good save. Shot somewhat down the middle, in fairness, and Perez de Vargas felt it. But it's saved. Had it covered all the way. 9th save of the game. And the defending champions, slowly but surely, appear to be going towards back-to-back finals. Sarmiento. Dujcebaev. Aguinagalde trying to put the block on, doesn't use it. Anthems. In the end, a low flick from Alex Dujcebaev. It's all in the wrist. And they hit back. They don't want to give up just yet. Singasar, I can't help but feel, is playing through a bit of a pain barrier, but takes his the pace off the ball and just curls it over the keeper. But this one here left no chance whatsoever. And not only that, it was also the fastest goal of the game so far, 126 kilometers an hour. 5.5 minutes remaining. Sarmiento into the wing, no space. Needed a better pass to buy the space. Fernandez is waiting wide. Passive play's been called now against Spain. Not sure where that was meant to go. It's given away comfortably. Blas Jans, complete misconnection. Blas Jans tried to lob the ball up front. He's trying to get it through to Mačkovsek. So 12th turnover of the game that was. Spain have been very economical with 5, and frustration. For Ljubomir Vranius, I have to say, this by no means Slovenia's best game of the tournament. They are up against a very good Spanish team, but brilliantly stolen. That was class. He just took the ball. Dujcebaev, he is an exceptional player. Look at this, textbook. Reaches down as he was bouncing it, and Singasar can't believe it. Clean take. That was impressive. So with about 4 minutes to go and a 4-goal deficit, Slovenia just don't seem to have it in the tank to pull this gap back. Lacking a little bit at the back. That save. Kastelic looks up. Blas Jans has gone round the back. That's a lovely pass as well. Scored by Singasar. I have a feeling that the Zarabets had a hand in it. There was the initial save. And Zarabets goes up, and look at the supply. Bounced it in behind Entrerios. Gave him acres of space to take the shot. Well, it's only 3 goals. Little flurry now, wouldn't go amiss for Slovenia. Fernandez comes around at the back. He drops back in again. Sarmiento. Dujcebaev. Ball is stolen. Another chance now if they've got to make this count. Good angle. Yes. Siste. And suddenly, it's a 2-goal game with 3 minutes to go. Ljubomir Vranius. I'd be wondering where all that was earlier. There was the block. Not that I'm sure he knew too much about it. Blagotinček. Lovely teeing up. Ceste, the scorer, and the Spanish fans looking a bit anxious all of a sudden. Team timeout, Spain.
Colocas aquí en este lado de aquí. Vamos a hacer apertura para Alex, para ti, ¿vale? Entonces hacemos.
Escucha una cosa.
Sí.
¿Prefieres que abra yo
Cuando,
parte
no,
del centro?
escucha, cuando estamos haciendo esto, Jan se me está quedando aquí. En plan, aquí los dos pegados. Igual hacemos la que nos hace para ir a por el 2. Mejor, yo pienso ir a por el 2. Y que alguien me responda en cruce.
Vale.
Dejar a este tío
Yo,
solo.
de aquí hacia ahí y viene cruce.
La que nos hace Noruega.
Venga, perfecto.
Vale, tío.
Vale.
Vamos a jugar.
Rápido, rápido,
Bien. Pero movemos.
Well, a good spell by Slovenia all of a sudden here, and Spain were just cruising. They weren't quite controlling, and that 3-0 turnaround has seen the comfortable 5-goal cushion turn into a bit of a nail-biter here in Stockholm. Application required by the Spaniards if they want to defend their title. Slovenia, who've done this without any flamboyant play, as we've seen before. A few nice touches, that's saved by Kastelic, but it's only a free throw. 2.5 minutes remaining. Dujcebaev, who's put in a huge shift here today. 34 minutes, but played well, and Jordi Ribeira, former Brazilian national team coach, looking on rather nervously. Through. That'll help. Dujcebaev. Goal number 5. Races back. And now time may be against them. No, they still don't want to lie down. Zarabets. Second goal. 2 minutes to go. Are we going to end up with another extra time situation like the first semi-final? It would seem improbable as the match went on, but all of a sudden now, a little steal now and a goal, and then suddenly you could find a very different match. Vranjes is saying passive play, surely. That's an attacking foul, drove into the defender. They've got to be quick about this now. There is time. Zarabets teases. Dolanets waits in the middle. Bit of space, yes! It's a 1-goal game, can you believe it? Spain have dried up. A 5-goal lead has just disappeared, and all of a sudden they are fighting for their Euro 2020 life into the last minute. A mistake now, and we could be into extra time territory. Well. Sarmiento, Entre Rios, Dujcebaev, a goal now would kill it, surely. Oh, that was close. Whistle already gone, hoping for the attacking foul, not given, but the clock has been stopped. 34 seconds. Vranjes is pacing like a lion on the bench. Entre Rios. Dujcebaev fumbles the ball, passive play, surely, yes. The arm is up. 6 passes. And they've stopped the clock because that's just buying time. Entre Rios, in fact, if anything, seemed to barge the defender back. Vranjes thinks that should have been their ball. 16 seconds. Quick word with Jan. Oh, that could be it. Disaster for Slovenia. They probably had 2 passes left. That's gone over the top, and surely that is it. And Spain are through to the final. There's the buzzer. They have done it, the defending champions. They are in back-to-back finals. They will meet Croatia. The final score here in Stockholm, Spain 34, Slovenia 32. Well, all credit to Slovenia, and that man there, Singasar, Zarabec also at the end of the game suddenly found a little bit of extra energy. They were pushing hard, they came back, they got to within 1 goal, having been 5 down, a complete turnaround. Well, the Slovenians can't quite let go, but it's gone, I'm afraid. They will have to pick themselves up and look for the bronze medal. They had a chance today to get into another final after 2004 when they hosted and lost to Croatia, to Germany rather. But they beat Croatia actually in the semi-final on that occasion. But that man there, Dujcebaev, with a late goal that sealed the fate for Spain after they'd looked in a lot of trouble, and Jordi Ribera looks mightily relieved as we wait for the announcement of the player of the match. Look at the smiles from the young man. For Slovenia, such disappointment, because without any grandstanding, and they were just clawing their way back in, and all of a sudden they were right there on the coattails of Spain, and Spain looked a bit panicked. But then up stepped Dujcebaev. So player of the match is the captain, Raúl Entre Ríos. 6 goals from 10 shots, 5 assists, and he was on for just under 52 minutes. A huge shift on his part, not just in attack, but in defence as well. And he has led his team. He was in that winning side 2 years ago, as were 13 other players with him in that team, to another final. They will be up against Croatia, while Slovenia will have to recover and take on Norway tomorrow. Bronze medal playoff. And knowing that the Norwegians, with double extra time, expended a huge amount of energy today, additional energy. While for Spain, they get a day's rest. That's the benefit of being in the final. They play on Sunday. So we hope you can join us again for those games. So there are the semi-finals after a terrific double extra time victory for Croatia, 29-28 over Norway. Spain have now booked their ticket with a 34-32 win over a brave Slovenian side who came back to within 1 goal in the last minute, having been 5 down, but just couldn't quite do it. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you can join us again tomorrow at 1600 CT for the 5th place playoff, and then at 18:30 CT for the bronze medal match, and then on Sunday at 16:30 CT for the big final, as Spain will take on Croatia. Thanks so much for watching, but until then, from me, Paul Bray, as we leave you with Spanish celebrations, good night.
Thank you.